guys, it's Amy from Amy's Little Bit of Everything. I got my hands into everything. You know how I am. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'm going to do some canning. I think I'm going to do pizza sauce today. I've already got my tomatoes ready to go. See, here's my little thing I got from Goodwill that I use as my hot pad. But I got my tomatoes cooked. Usually what happens is Jeff brings me in the tomatoes. I put them in some hot water. I let them crack. Yeah, that's going to be too hot. I was going to try to show you one. I let them crack, you know, the skin crack. And then what I do after that starts, I get me a bowl. I can drain these now because they've been sitting here for a while. But normally what I do is, as soon as they get done, I don't really boil them, but I just let them start to boil and then I turn it off. And then I dump them in ice water, a bowl of ice water. And then I let them sit there for a minute, and then the skin peels easier. Sometimes I don't always get in that routine. So right now I've got the strainer in the sink, so I'm going to strain these tomatoes, and then I'll show you my next step. And remember, I'm not a professional. I can for my family, and I do what's right for my family and how I believe. I get my information from the Ball book. I'll show that to you again because I really like this one. It has almost everything in it that you would want. Or I Google the Ball. I can't remember if it's ball.com or something, but this is the Ball Blue Book, and I really like this one. And you see I got some of my own recipes that me and my niece had done. I stick those in there because those are really good recipes. The one that I really like is our peach and apple pie. That, oh my gosh, so easy to make, but we'll get into that later. See how I get off on something? That's why I'm called Amy's Little Bit of Everything, because I can do a little bit of everything at one time. May not finish it, may not get it all complete done, but hey, why not? All right, guys, I'm going to drain my tomatoes and then I'll show you my next step. Okay, guys, I got it pulled over to the sink. I usually use a little tool like this, and he's not cracked too bad. But, you'll see, like, the skins start to peel. These are still hot. See how it cracked right there? That's how I pull it apart. And it makes it easier if you do this. You don't have to do it this way. I've done it several ways, but this way, I feel like the skin removes easier, and you can get the core out of there easier. And, while we're talking about that, I got these off of Temu. I think they were just like $1, under $1. But you just stick that in the core, you twist it, and it comes right out. Awesome little tool. Sorry, all this is a mess, but you know how it is when you start cooking and canning. Everything is a mess in the kitchen. But see, like him, he's really ready to go. But this is how I found the best way to do it. I used to just, I used to just do them just right, after I get them washed, go right for them. But we got some big old tomatoes, so. But I'll cut all that, all that yucky stuff off. I may have to stop there and peel those first, because my basket's getting full. But that's how I get it, and then I bring it over here to the sink, and I will peel them, and then put them on a bowl. Oh, I just stepped so that I thought it was my puppy. He always gets under my feet. But I'll show you the next step when I get done with this. Okay, guys, I'm back. All right, so as you see, I got some already started. I had to do the big ones. Oh, wait. The big ones because they were really hot and messy. So what I usually do is I got my good bowl here to put my tomatoes in. And then over here's my trashy stuff. And as you see, I got more cooking on the stove. But like this little one, they're still hot. But, and I put cold water on them. I didn't put any ice. But see how that one's cracking? You take this little core, you get some cold water going. And sorry, my kitchen is a mess. I know I always apologize for that because I took the core out, dump it over there. And then normally the skin comes right off. And that's how it's coming off right now. And that one's done. So I do that to every one of them until I get them in this bowl. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'll see you in a little bit. Hi guys, I do want to tell you one thing. There are tomatoes that are just for canning, and these are these right here. They're much easier to peel out the core, peel the skin off, and drop and go. They don't take long, but the bigger ones are more for eating. But we do have tomatoes that are for canning, and these are canning tomatoes. Oh, and some people, I wanted to throw in here, some people are like, they frown upon me canning because they're like, why do you do that? It takes up so much time. Well, the reason why I do it is I like to know what's in my food, because this day and age, we don't really know what they're feeding us. So if I do my own, I could put my own salt in there. I know where my tomatoes come from. I can keep track of everything I put in my own tomatoes. So I like that feeling of knowing that. Same thing like when I give this to my family, I know what I'm feeding and giving to my family. And it makes me feel good. Plus, this is an art that, I mean, just think, my mom, this is how we grew up. This is how we got our food. So to me, it's an old-fashioned art that one day nobody will ever be doing this anymore. And some people say, you know, like, do you think you get your money back? Do you, are you making money, or are you saving money? Well, I've already got my cans. I'm already set up, so I've got everything. So yeah, I think I saved money because, I mean, why wouldn't I? This is all homegrown. I mean, we don't, you know, it's like, yeah, I can figure it up. When I get so many cans, I'll figure it up and see how much I can buy pizza sauce for. But that's the reason why I do it. So I like to know what's in my sauce, what I'm feeding myself and my family. All right, I'm going to sit here and peel these. I'll get back with you. Bye. Okay, guys, now I really feel like you're on top of me. Okay, what I wanted to show you, this is about the best position I could get you. It's really hard because I have a small cooking space, but I have like a bigger kitchen. So it's hard to find a place to put you because I got all my stuff sitting around. But anyways, I'm letting the last bit cook up. Well, he's still got another batch outside for me, but I mean that I have inside. So those are still cooking down a little bit. I don't want them to get too hot. I probably ought to just turn them off. But what I got here, these are all the peeled ones. So what I do is, some people always say, why don't you get a bigger chopper or blender? And I say, I have one. I like my setup here because what I do is I keep this pan now because I'll have to cook down my pizza sauce. So what I do is I grab this, and it is hot, so you do have to be careful. They stay hot for a while. But I fill up my blender with what, you know, about that much is fine. Then I put my top on there. And I like a few, you know, not big chunks, but you know, I got this one in here. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in with another one. So then I get it down to that, take my little chopper out, see it's still steaming, and then I put it in this one. Now I will do this, and I know a bigger one. I know some people are gonna say, oh my gosh, if you do a bigger one. But I like the taking out, putting out, and then I can catch like the bigger ones and put them back in there. I like it. If you guys want a bigger blender that you're doing it, then by all means, you know, get what you like and what you like. This suits me. But I'm gonna sit here and do that, and then I'll get all my chopped ones up to show you my pizza sauce. Plus, another thing I wanted to tell you guys about my blender is I have arthritis and neuropathy, and I feel like I can control this a little bit better. I can handle it with this hand. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But whenever I have a flare-up, and today's not a good day because I have a flare-up today, my husband will sometimes say, how do you put your hand in that steaming? I don't feel it anymore, you know. It is what it is. But yeah, I feel like if I have this smaller blender, I can handle it with my hands a little better. So I just wanted to throw that in there too. Okay guys, now what I'm doing is I got all my tomatoes. I'll show you what they look like. Got them all grind up, chopped up, whatever you want to call it. So I'm cooking those so that I can start to make my pizza sauce. But what I'm doing with this big pan here is I'm getting my water, and we have well water, and I like to, I don't like to can with well water. So I we get these big bottles. I buy them at the dollar store, but then we have a water thing. I don't know what you call it, but we can fill these up for 25 cents. It's the town water, I guess. I don't know what it's called. But we go there and we fill it up for 25 cents. So I feel like I'm saving a lot, because the other day I saw, where was that at? Oh, I think it was like the, not the Dollar General, but Family Dollar. $1.65 for one of these. Now, if I need to, like, say I need to throw one away or something, I've got like 12 down there. But if I need to throw one away, I will, go to the Dollar Tree to get another one for $1.25. Because right now, everybody else, that's about the cheapest we can go. And sometimes I can get them at Walmart for cheaper, but we don't have a Walmart close to us, so I just go to where I can. But there's another one down. So now, and sometimes what I do is I've got a little water pot that I will heat up the water and pour it in there so this goes quicker. But I've got to wash my jars, and there's so much. I thought I was about ready to lose my earrings. Do you see my earrings? They match my shirt with the purple. But I've still got to wash my jars. I still got to mix the salsa. I'm going to turn this down for right now because I can hear it trying to boil. And remember, I had a comment the other day that whenever I was doing a show, somebody said, "Oh, that's tacky to have dirty dishes in your sink." That doesn't really bother me, because I feel like dirty dishes, and I mean, I'm not like piles of dirty dishes. I mean, I might have the day's worth, or something like that. But dirty dishes means that you've ate at home, that you might have cooked a home-cooked meal, and that you're canning, or that you're a mom, or that you're an aunt trying to prepare snacks, or whatever it may be. So, don't judge people, because that person that judged me, it really didn't bother me. But on the other hand, I was like, don't judge me. You don't see all the stuff I do. And plus, I have a lung disease that sometimes I can't do dishes. So, you never know what somebody's going through, so be kind. But, she called me tacky for not having my dishes done. So, okay. I wonder if her sink is always clean. And if it is, good for you. But me, I do my dishes when I can, and I try to have them all done. But that's enough rant of that, because I just wanted to throw that out there so that anybody else that's doing a video, see, like right now, I got soapy water. My dishes are done. Yeah, this is a mess, and my kitchen and my stove needs cleaned, but I'm in canning season, so I really don't care, and I'm having a blast, so that's all that matters to me. But anyways, what was I gonna say? So that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna let this thing heat up, and it's already starting to get hot. And then I've got all my quartz jars that I need. I always like to wash them up and get them clean. Then I'll stick them in here for 10 minutes to get them all good and hot and sanitized. And then I'll show you how I'm going to make my pasta sauce. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make up my pizza sauce, because really nothing else is done, but at least I know if I have it, I can keep it on warm, and then I know it's ready to go. This little pan back here is waiting on when I do my dish, or when I do my quartz, wash them up. I put the lids in here with water and I boil them. So my lids are boiled and ready to go. Okay, sometimes I make my own pizza sauce with my own recipe. I'll do that someday. But for today, because we got tomatoes going fast, so I got to just dump it in and stir it up and put it in the cans and go. But I use Mrs. Wages. I get them. Our store is Rural King. I don't know what your store might be. But I get these little packets, and it says ingredients. And like I said, you could put more or less. You could put spices in there. You could put, to taste, salt and pepper. I don't put nothing but what it says here. And then at the time when I'm making it, I put in what I want to put in. So it says a package, and then of course all your tomatoes. So I'm going to use 2 packages, because I know I've got a double recipe in that, because I'm full up to here. I've done it enough. Now you guys might want to measure it out, like how many, like here it says 6 pounds of fresh tomatoes, about 18 medium. Well, I know I had that in double. So, and then 5 tablespoons of sugar, and then this pouch. I love this. I mean, this is about the best sauce. I can make my own, but it just takes a little bit more time, a little bit more measuring. But for right now, I'm using this. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And I also go by this pouch like down here, it will tell me, you know, it says go through your own stages of, you know, like with your canning and jars like that. So you'll know how to do that. But then as I get down here, it says process time is 40 minutes. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead. I go ahead and dump this in here. Now I'm going to turn it back up just a little bit so I can get a little boil. And these packets aren't very expensive. I think they're like a couple of dollars. You know, Amazon is charging an arm and leg right now for them, so I won't get them at Amazon. I throw one away. I keep one packet so I can, you know, I know 40 minutes. I know the steps, but I always just keep this here for reference just in case. All right, so I put that in there. My salt, yeah, I was gonna say, it did say sugar. I got clumps and bumps in here because I put I buy up my sugar throughout the year. So, because when I start doing my fruits and stuff, I want to have sugar on hand. So I put my sugar, some's in the freezer. Yeah, most of it's in the freezer and I get it out as I go. I just bought 2 the other day, so I put it, oh, I didn't know you couldn't see my face. This is amateur. This is amateur canning. I'm not a professional. Did I say that? I think I said that. I'm saying it again. All right. But anyways, it said, so I want to double my recipe, so I need to do 10 tablespoons of sugar. And I have my tablespoon right up there. I'm gonna let you guys go while I put 5 more in. Okay, so I got everything in there. I think I might put some more, I'll do some crushed red peppers. I'm trying to think of what I normally stir in there. And I've called for Jeff to bring me a couple of onions. And I think that's about it. I think that's all I really like to do. I might cut up some peppers, some green peppers, and go ahead and have them in there. I think that's about all my personal touch that I put in there. So after I mix all this and this starts to get hot, I still got to wash my quart jars. I will be back. I got to sneeze. Bye, guys. See you in a few minutes. Okay, guys, I do want to remind you that I always like for my water to get 180 degrees before I put my cans in. I'm just checking. I don't think it's close to that yet, but I'm just checking it to make sure. Let's see. I don't know if there was anything else I was going to tell you. That's just what I'm waiting on right now. I put my own fresh peppers, my onions, some banana peppers. So I fixed up my pizza sauce the way I like it. I put purple onions. I was going to say they're purple onions and then regular onions. So I just like, I like to put everything in there to where whenever I make the pizza, all we really do is maybe put pepperoni or sausage on it and then our cheese, and then we're good to go. So let's see. We're at 150, so we're almost there. All right, I'll get back with you when I'm there. And I just wanted to throw this out on my channel, my YouTube channel, Amy's Little Bit of Everything. I had a really nice viewer, because sometimes I comment about my lungs and I'll call my lungs bad lungs. And she said, don't call them bad lungs, call them healing lungs. And I like that, and I want to appreciate that. And I want to tell her thank you, because it made me stop and think, oh yeah, because if I, keep saying that, I'm going to put it in my head and think it. So from now on, I'm trying. If I forget, you guys let me know. But I'm trying to say my healing lungs. So they're healing. So, and I'm feeling really good, guys. A couple years ago, I couldn't get off the chair. I couldn't even breathe, and I thought I was going to have to be on oxygen. So I've come a long way, and I thought I was dying back then. But, hey, my doctor, my pulmonologist is awesome. I got a group of doctors now, but they all work together, so that's what helps. But, well, first of all, the Lord Jesus Christ, He wanted to make me healthy, so He made me healthy again. So, yeah, I'm healing. I got healing lungs. So, all right, I'm going to stop there, and I'll be right back. I do want to take time to say now is the time, since the temperature on here is about 150. So it gives me a, I've got, 10, 15 minutes, or not even that, maybe 5, 10 minutes. So now it's the time to get old pressure canner out. Gosh, I've had this forever, and you can see the wear and tear on it. My husband cleans it. I leave it like this through the canning season, and then whenever we start to put everything away, he cleans it all up for me and makes it look brand new. I know it looks junky right now, but it's a good one. We got it at Roll King. It wasn't the most expensive, but it does the job. Remember, I put a liner. You have to have a liner. So I always like to point that out. But you lay that in there. Sorry. And then you have to have 2 inches. Sorry, should have had my water over here. But 2 inches of water in here. So right now, I would start turning on my stove. Or, yeah. Let me see if it's on. And start filling it up. So that my water can get to be about the same temperature as my sauce. And some of you long time canning people, I hope I'm not saying or doing anything wrong that you might do or don't do, but this is the way I was taught. So, and it works. It's not ever made me sick. And I've never killed anyone with my food. That sounds awful. All right, I'm going to stop here and move on. Okay, guys, we've hit 180. Oh, yeah, and also, whenever I make my pizza sauce, I like to go ahead and get my bread machine in and make up some pizza dough so that I can go ahead and freeze it and have it ready to go when we want pizza. Okay, so my water's ready. It hit 180. It's a little over, but that's good. So I filled these jars up with hot water because I don't want to put cold jars in my hot water. So what I do is I take this out, I dump out the hot water, I go ahead and this is just me, and then I have one in hand. So then I tip these in here, and sometimes you won't have enough water to fill, or you want it a little over the head, because you want to make sure, the head of the jar, because you want to make sure your whole jar is immersed in water. So what I do is I see that I've got, so I'll leave this warm water in here and try to get my water up that way. It'll come up fast because I still have all these jars to put in. So I'll go ahead and dip these jars in and I'll see where my water's at. I just wanted to make sure I said that for you guys who are just starting out. Yeah, see, it's already coming up. So once I put in my other 2 jars, my water will be up over my jars. Okay, I'm starting to run out of time. So I'm going to end it here so you can see what else I got to do. Okay, so at this point, I've got my jars in here. I timed them for 10 minutes. I got my pressure canner, 2 inches of water, warm, because I don't want to take this stuff from being hot and put my sauce in that's hot into cold water in my pressure canner. So I'm warming it up and it's getting warm. And then my salsa is done. It's ready to go. I don't know if you can, let me see. I hope I don't drop my camera in there. But it's cooking and it's ready to go and it smells delicious. It makes me want a pizza at this point. So, and like I said, I put all my extra stuff in there. So, and I know I got my spoon in there, but it fits perfectly, my spoon, and then I put my lid on top, so then I have it in there. I know that's weird. But anyways, and then I've got my lids behind here. I'm going to go ahead and get them on because I want to make sure I heat them up. Okay, so everything is just now a waiting point. So I'll come back when I'm ready. And I didn't put any gel or anything on my hair today. I took a shower and here I went. But all right, I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, guys, now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I've got my hot jars and they're ready to go. And my sauce is ready. It is really ready. I had to turn it off. My lids are ready back there for when I'm ready for them. Ooh, hold on. Let me stir up the bottom. I'm scared I'm going to get close to on time. All right. All right, that'll do. So what I'm going to do now is I get my ladle. Let me make sure I have enough time. Okay, get my funnel. I stir it up again. Some of my stuff had settled to the bottom. All right, and then I take a big old scoop and I fill this up and I leave 1 inch headspace. I'm going to show you the first one and then I'll go ahead and do the rest so that I don't use up my time. It says to do pint jars. I did pint jars before, but I noticed that I was using 2 pints to make some salsa or for pizza sauce. So I just now put them in quarts. It says to process the pints 40 and the quarts 60. So head 2 or an inch headspace is about there. I'm just going to double check. I think it said an inch. Yeah, inch. Let me just double check. I think I went over a little bit. Whenever I go over, I knew I was going over because I was trying to talk and think at the same time. I just scoop it out a little bit. I mean, I've gone over before and I've left it and it's been fine. So, I mean, but I try to go by. Okay, there you go. Inch headspace. Then what I do, I take one of my little clean napkins. I dip it in my vinegar. I clean my rim of my jar. Make sure there's nothing on it. I sometimes will go back over it because this is when you get a good seal, is when your rim is clean. Then I take this with a little magnet on the top. Now, I do this with caution, so don't worry about it. I've done it a million times and my setup is about the same every time. Because I always get people that comment, oh, then I put that little hot lid on there. I got my ring, put that on, finger tight, and I put it in my pressure canner. And that's how I'll do all of them until the pressure canner's full. Hey guys, I did want to tell you that I got that one can back out. It says to debubble it, and that's what this is. You stick it in there and you kind of run it through a couple of the sides. I have done it before. I forgot before. It didn't really do anything, but it says to do it, so I do it. You know, I try to do it every time. My main things I like to debubble is like my corn, my cucumber, you know, stuff like that that's going to take up space like that. But at this point, I'm just going to clean these and get them back in the canner. And I did have enough for 1 pint, so I'm getting my pint jar ready to go. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I finally got the jars ready, got the pizza sauce in the jars and lidded and everything ready to go. And I was just rereading my instruction because I said, remember, I already know this. Well, I guess I don't. I went back to read it because I was just checking my time and I don't know what I was thinking about, but it says boiling water bath canner. And I was like, oh shoot, that's right. I don't need to pressure can this. So shut the pressure canner off, transferred everything over to my other boiling water bath. Jeff's in. Jeff, say hi.
Hi.
They all know me. I told you I was having one of those days. Okay, but everything is secure. It's all in here. I've got my timer set. So my time is going to run over, so I'll have to do a short clip on how everything turned out, and hopefully everything will seal. And was there anything else that I was going to say? I just wanted to clarify that I didn't need the canner. Pressure canner. Oh well, never mind. Thank gosh I went back and read this again. Because it said, yeah, boiling water bath canner. So, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later, and I'll do a short clip on how everything turns out. I'll talk to you later. God bless, and have a blessed day. And give somebody a smile so you get a return back.